Hey everyone, my name is Brittany and welcome back to my American Girl collection. So today I will be sharing how I started collecting American Girl again as an adult. So you may have watched a video that I posted, I think before this, about my childhood doll collection. And then after that, I took about a 10-year break and did not collect from 2012 to 2020. And during that time, I finished high school, I went to college, and then COVID happened. And we were sent home for the rest of the semester, and I was at my mom's house, and I saw my dolls in the basement, and I felt bad for them. And I thought, I have some time right now. I have lots of time right now. Why don't I clean them up? So I took them upstairs, my dolls and my sister's dolls, and I cleaned them up with a paper towel because I didn't know that the magic eraser was a thing yet. And after that, I thought some more about it, and I was like, you know what, eBay's a thing, and I'm older now. Maybe some of those dolls that I really wanted as a kid are selling for cheap on eBay. So I started looking for two dolls specifically, and those dolls were Lindsay, Girl of the Year 2001, and Kaye, the Girl of the Year from, I think, just 2002, maybe 2003. So I got on eBay, I started looking around, and I saw a listing for a Kaye doll for pretty cheap. And I talked to my boyfriend about it, who's now my husband, and I said, hey, I'm thinking about maybe buying a doll just to, fulfill some of my childhood dreams. I don't really know what I said. And he was like, okay, you should go for it. So I did, and the doll came. And she was not in good condition. Unfortunately, the seller did not disclose that, which is okay. I didn't pay much for her. So let me go ahead and grab my Kaye, and then I'll continue this story. Oh, and I got this mug the other day at Five Below. I don't collect Bratz, but I did have some Bratz as a kid. So anyways, I just realized I've been holding it for like the last couple minutes. So here she is. This is my Kaye doll. As you can see, I have fixed her up since then, but when she did come to me, her hair was so matted. Someone had braided like the front of her hair, like Julie's braids, except they weren't good. And they looked like they were probably in there for like 10 years, maybe 15. So she was in pretty rough condition hair-wise. And then also there was marker all over her cloth body. And there still is. There's not really anything I can do about that unless I send her to the doll hospital to get a new body. But I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon. And that was the part that was unfortunately not disclosed by the seller. But it's okay. I am thankful though that she does not have the orange vinyl. I did not know that that was a thing at the time, so I did not know to look out for it. So I'm glad that that just happened to work out. She does have very loose limbs. As I shared in my last video, I have not done a limb tightening on any of my dolls yet, so when I do learn how to do that, Kaye will be one of the first in line besides my Josefina doll. So I'll bring her closer, that way you can see just how cute her little face is. I know not many people are fans of the lined eyebrows, but I think it's fitting for her. And I did redo her meat braid. And I love how there are highlights in her hair. I just think that that is so cute. Plus, she doesn't have a middle part. She's one of the only dolls that does not. I know McKenna's another one. And there might be more. Feel free to comment them below if you know of any other dolls that don't have a middle part. Maybe just like U15. So anyways, this is Kaye, and she's wearing Joss's beach jumper right now. And fun fact, I actually got this outfit for $10 local to me off of Facebook Marketplace. So this was one of my dream outfits, and I never thought I'd own it because of the price that it goes for. So this just goes to show, if there's an outfit out there that you really like, you never know what could happen. So hopefully this can bring some hope to you if you're looking for one of your dream outfits as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the next doll and continue the story of how I spiraled into doll collecting. So after I received Kaye, I remember my boyfriend telling me that he wanted to gift me a American Girl doll and take me to the store to buy one for my birthday. But at the time, we were broke college students, so that was not gonna happen anytime soon. So 2 years later, when we did get married in 2022, my birthday's in the summer, and he took me to the American Girl store. And I remember standing there and thinking, going back and forth, am I gonna buy a doll? Am I not gonna buy a doll? Because I wanted to, and I thought it was so nice of him to think about that and offer to get me one and to follow through on that almost 2 years later. But I knew myself, and I knew that I'm a collector at heart, so if I get back into this hobby, am I gonna be able to stop? Probably not. So I probably stood in that store for like a solid 15 minutes thinking about it and talking to him about it. And I finally did it. I bought my first doll from the store in a very long time, and that is Courtney. So this doll was not out, of course, when I was collecting, so I had no idea that she existed. And what brought me to want to get her was honestly her accessories. I loved that she had lip smackers and some rubber bracelets and some other things that I had as a kid in the 2000s, so I thought that that was really cool. And I love Courtney's outfit. This is just like a mix match outfit that I put her in. I love these shoes from her collection, and I think they're called her high top shoes, but I don't know. This is a skirt from Julie's collection, and then I think this is her meat shirt, and then her meat bow. But yeah, she's such a cute doll, and I am very grateful to my boyfriend, now husband, who bought her for me back in the summer of 2022. So now it is August of 2022, and I'm once again on eBay, and I'm searching for Lindsay. So over the course of that hiatus, when I was not collecting dolls, every once in a while I would still get on eBay and I would search for her. And that is because I really wanted this doll as a kid. And there was just something about a doll that came out before I started collecting that when I did find out about her when I was little, I thought that she was just the coolest thing. That there was this doll that existed that I didn't know anything about. And I remember one time, I couldn't have been older than 10, I accidentally, well, maybe not so accidentally, placed a bid on a Lindsay doll without asking my parents. Don't recommend doing that. And I remember they weren't too happy, and thankfully I did not end up winning the bid. So I had, though, always thought about this doll, and I'm looking for her on eBay, and I come across one that just really connects with me. I messaged the seller, and she was so sweet, asking questions, and I was like, okay, I think this is the one. So I talked to my husband about it, and I'm like, I think I want to get this doll because I really wanted her as a kid. And then I think I might be done. You know, I think I might not get any more dolls after this. I just want to at least get this one. Yeah, famous last words of any doll collector. So anyways, this is my Lindsay doll. And she did not come with her meat outfit, but I did end up getting her meat outfit shortly after I got her separately. And I absolutely love her. She's in good condition. The only thing she didn't come with was the red barrette that would come in her hair. And her hair does still have like its curls, and she has such a cute face as well. I do need to put some sort of like barrette here though. But yeah, I think she's such a cool doll and such a interesting part of American Girl history. I am actually a fan of her meat outfit. I'm not sure if many other people are, but I just think it's super cute. Maybe it's just because I spent years looking at her on eBay to have her. I just don't want to take her out of this outfit. And I have a couple times, but she does not stay out of it long because I do love her in this outfit. So this is my Lindsay doll, and I remember that moment of opening her, and there's nothing like that feeling. So yeah, if you're searching for your dream doll, I hope you can find her too, because it really is a great feeling when it happens. Okay, so as you can see, I'm holding another doll, which means it was not too long after that I was already searching eBay again, and I was looking for a Marisol. So in the next couple weeks, I had learned a lot about doll collecting. I had learned that there were different face molds for the dolls, which I had noticed differences before when I was a kid, but I didn't know that there were different names for the molds or that some were rarer than others. I also found out about AGTube and started to watch other collectors talking about dolls, and I learned a lot about American Girl through their channels. And then I also discovered Facebook groups that were dedicated to adult doll collectors or buying and selling American Girl. And it was on one of those groups that I found this doll. At the time, she was overpriced, but I didn't realize that because I was still learning, so that's okay. And she wasn't in the best condition. I'll bring her closer so you can see. I still honestly haven't fixed her up. I've struggled to really bond with this doll. Her hairline was all out of whack. She had her hair braided, and although I think her hair is supposed to be wavy, it's not really wavy. So yeah, I'm not sure yet what Marisol's future is in my collection. I know that she was one of the dolls that I wanted as a kid, and I still would like to have a Marisol in my collection, but I either need to fix her up or maybe find another Marisol and replace her, which I've never done that with any of my dolls. I've yet to replace any. If they've been a part of my collection, they've just been a part of my collection, and that's it. So I'm still thinking about it, and that's why I haven't done anything yet, even though it's been over 2 years. So this is my Marisol though in the meantime, and I am grateful to have her. And the same seller was selling another doll that I wanted, and that's actually the main reason why I had bought Marisol, is because she did give me a deal on both dolls since I got 2. And while I was learning about face molds, I learned that Just Like You 4 had a unique face mold, and I really wanted to find her. Again, I did overpay for this doll too, because I was new to collecting, and that's okay. Maybe one day I'll do a video about what I've learned from collecting American Girl as an adult, and some of my not so good purchases, so hopefully other people don't make the same mistakes, but you live and you learn. And I did receive this doll. So this is Just Like You 4, and I had never owned a Pleasant Company American Girl or a Truly Me Just Like You doll. If you saw my video on my childhood collection, you might have noticed that I didn't have any dolls from those lines. So she was very unique to me, and I didn't know how I felt about it because I wasn't used to the squishy vinyl. And also, I think she was one of the earlier ones because she has hardly any lip paint and cheek color. So if anyone wants to attempt at dating her who knows more about Pleasant Company than I do, feel free. I would love to know what year she could possibly be from. But she does have the beautiful pie bangs and the long black hair, and I am grateful that I have her in my collection. Even though I did overpay, I think she is a beautiful doll. And with time, I've learned that Pleasant Company is a bit different, depending on the year and the make of the doll. So she was unique to my collection, and I'm very glad that I do own her. So at this point, not much time has passed. I think it might be September, beginning of October, and I'm once again looking for a doll. I don't know if anyone else had this experience with American Girl, starting to collect as an adult, but one of my challenges was realizing that I have adult money. And I never went over my budget. I always was very conscientious about the prices I was paying. Even if I did pay a little bit more, it was still within what I had budgeted or had saved. But all that being said, I did find a good deal on a Gabriella doll at the time. And getting back into American Girl, I didn't realize that this doll had existed. So when I found out that American Girl did end up making a Girl of the Year that was black, I knew that I wanted to have her in my collection. And she's a stunning doll. I didn't realize though at the time that they had a newer Sonali mold. So I did end up getting one with the newer Sonali face mold. I think she was part of the Costco set. And another reason that I did buy her was the seller was selling dolls for a good cause. So I was like, this is the perfect time to get this doll in my collection. And she's wearing one of Kira's outfits, and I just think she looks stunning in this outfit. So yeah, this is my Gabriella doll. So a couple weeks go by, and I learn about shopgoodwill.com, which if you haven't shopped there before, I highly recommend. It is in connection with Goodwills across the United States, and they have pretty affordable dolls that you can bid on, and usually the prices don't go too high. I have seen some listings go pretty high depending on what hidden treasures Goodwill happens to have, but usually you can buy a doll TLC and fix her up or send her to the doll hospital. Sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get, but I have had some good experiences with that site. So I bought a doll there, and it is a Truly Me 53. I believe that's her number. And I named her Clara after Clara in the Nutcracker. And she is a stunning doll. She was not on my radar as a kid, but what stood out to me was her short hair. I know American Girl doesn't have many dolls with the short hair, and I did have to cover up her neck joint again with this pink ribbon just because it bothers me for some reason. And she has this really cute seamstress made jumper that I bought on Etsy. Yeah, so this is Clara, and I think I paid no more than $25 for her, and then with shipping probably about $35. So to me that was a good deal. So now it is the fall of 2022, and American Girl had some sales for Cyber Monday, and I had saved up, and I was looking at the website trying to figure out if I wanted to maybe add another doll to my collection. At the time, I had told my husband that I thought I was only going to collect the dolls and that I wasn't interested in any of the outfits. Yeah, you can probably guess that that didn't last very long. And in fact, I do think I did end up getting an outfit that Cyber Monday. So anyways, the stuff we tell ourselves so as a doll collector. And I'm looking at the site, and there was a doll that really caught my eye, and that is Maritza. So at the time, I had no idea that anything about the World by Us line, but I ended up falling in love with this doll line. I thought that it was such a great idea, and I am disappointed that American Girl did discontinue this doll line. I was really hoping they'd add some more dolls to it. So I'll bring her up closer. I think that she is such a beautiful doll, and to me she looks older than some of the other dolls. And then I'll turn her around. I'm very careful not to like touch her hair much, so yeah, I try to keep the curls intact as best as I can. And also, it seems like this doll goes for a good amount now in the secondhand market, which is kind of sad because I wish everyone could own this doll. She is absolutely beautiful. So if you're looking for her, I hope that you find her. And I did end up, I think, getting this outfit over that same sale. And the reason why is I love going to the gym, and I thought that this would motivate me to go even more if my doll had her own workout outfit. I don't think it really worked, but it is a really cute outfit. And although I do try to change her frequently, I do find myself putting her back in this outfit a lot. So yeah, this is my Maritza doll. So now it is the beginning of December, and I get a call from my sister, and she tells me that she's at a thrift store and she's found some American Girl dolls. And at this point, neither of us had ever found an American Girl doll in the wild, and it was so cool that she found some, and to this day I haven't bought any other dolls from a thrift store. Maybe one day I'll find some. But she sends me some photos, and most of them weren't really in good condition or dolls that I thought that I would leave for somebody else to find. But there was one that stood out to me, and she was $50, and my sister got her for me for Christmas. And she ended up giving her to me early because that's my sister. She didn't want to wait. She wanted to give her to me and see my reaction. So this is Nora. And I've named her Nora Green, after Rachel Green from Friends. That's why she has this cute Friends shirt that I got from Etsy. And she is just like you, number 19 with the later face mold, and she does not have the pie bangs. So yeah, she's super cute though. I am trying to hold her shoes on because her shoes are wanting to fall off. And then I think I got these cargo pants and the shoes from, I think, like an online shop. So she is adorable, and I'm very grateful for my sister for finding her and gifting her for me for Christmas. And she's also a doll that I never had on my radar, but I am so glad to have her in my collection. So I'm going to end this video with the last doll that I collected in 2022, and that is Corinne. Girl of the Year 2022. And I think that I bought her during their holiday or Christmas sale, or maybe it was the end of the year sale. Either way, it was pretty late in December. And the reason I got her was because I wanted to have her still in her year, even if it was for a couple days. And the Girl of the Year line was very instrumental in getting me back into collecting. As I talked about Lindsay and Kaye, those two dolls were dolls that I kept looking for even when I was not collecting American Girl, so that line is very special to me. And I think if it wasn't for those dolls and my interest in them, I don't know if I would have really got back into collecting. So I do have a goal of eventually collecting all of the Girl of the Year dolls. I'm not there yet, but who knows, maybe one day. And Corinne specifically is a very special doll to me. I love her face mold. I think she is absolutely beautiful, and I love dressing her in outfits that are blue, that really bring out the color in her hair. And I have her right now in this butterfly two-piece set from Etsy. And I have her hair in these black clips, and I usually pin her hair back just so that I can see her face a bit better. And recently I've been wanting to read more of the American Girl books. And for some reason, a couple months ago when I made that decision, I picked up her book first, not knowing anything about her story. And it turns out that Corinne and I had a lot more in common. And her parents divorced around the same time that my parents did. We were about the same age. And I also, as you know, have a younger sister. So I really loved reading her books. I actually haven't finished the second one yet, but so far it's been good. And yeah, I feel like I've connected more to this doll now that I know a bit more about her story and I can relate to her in some way. So if you stayed to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching and being a part of my doll collecting journey. I'm really glad that you're here, and I would love to hear about some of the dolls in your collection. If you would want to share maybe your favorite doll, I would love to hear about that in the comments. And I guess do the YouTube things if you want. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment. I don't really know what the YouTube things are. I'm still kind of new to the YouTube world, but thank you so much again for watching this video and being part of my doll collecting journey. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Bye.